Hey everybody, it's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video. Lessons learned from paintballing. This is an updated video from the last video I did last month, or I believe it was last month. It's been a while. It's been some time ago since since I last did a video. I mean, it's like it's only been maybe what, a week and a half, 2 weeks. Since the. I mean, honestly, this feels like school. Doing these videos because I'm learning things. I guess I'm teaching things and I'm getting input from everybody. And I guess like school when like in school when the holiday season comes around, you want a break. So I took a bit of a break, but during that break, I played some paintball and had a lot of had a lot of fun, and brought back a lot of lessons from the experience, from the experiences I remember. And one of the things I wanted to talk about is gear. Because remember, like these like it's combat simulation. So I do these videos because the experience I learned from paintballing could carry out into the SSTF or PCE, post collapse environment. I guess it's a new acronym that's going around nowadays. And one of the things I learned from paintballing is you don't want your gear to fail. You don't want your gear to malfunction. You don't want your gear to break. You know, when I went paintballing last weekend, and I don't have my own paintball gun, but I rented the equipment that they had, and I went through two guns. The first two guns I had were in rough shape. They're rentals, and they're also in the woods. So they get kind of beat up. One gun couldn't, the paintballs go straight, then curved, and all this, that, and the other is kind of like a dog fight. And the second paintball kept cutting the paintballs. Now get into what also factored into that. But what happens is we paintball, and then splatter of paint, splatter of paint, splatter of paint, paintball, splatter of paint, paintball. And in one match it was pissed me off. So me and my friends, we had to go back and switch out for another gun. And this gun was in better shape. The barrel was in okay shape. I was able to shoot much more accurately, much more accurate than the last two guns I had. So you want to make sure that whatever you use, and it goes beyond just guns. Whether flashlight, knife, shoestrings, whatever. You want to make sure that it actually works when you want it to work. So you ever find yourself picking up gear that's not yours? It's good to make sure that it's in working condition. Learn how to check it. If you're unfamiliar with it, see if you can find someone who can check on it for you. If not, then your best bet is to leave it behind because you don't want to pick something up that you're unfamiliar with, don't know how to operate it, and then when the heat gets turned on, jam, or you get a kaboom. So you want to make sure that whatever equipment's in your possession, you know how to use it, that it's functional, you know how to repair it if need be. And when you learn how to do that, then you increase your chances of making it through another day, or at least in the paintball match. Another thing I did was I got knee pads this time. I got these. These are I think there's a Blackhawk. These are Blackhawk, and I got them from a pawn shop for. Actually, I got this and some web gear. I think it all came down to about $32. And now the first match I wore these, they were good for the first. They were okay, but then they started to slip, and so I had to keep pulling up, especially one of my right knee. I had to keep pulling them up. It kept. It turns out the straps were too big, so another lesson in terms of dealing with gear, tailoring. Whatever gear that you're gonna wear, it's good that you know how to customize it to your size, to your liking. So what I did was, and this is another benefit to having a sewing machine, I cut the straps shorter, and first I sliced the Velcro off. I cut the threads that held the Velcro to the straps, cut them shorter, and just sew the Velcro back on the shorter straps. And when I went paintballing last weekend, they stayed in place. And actually that's the best equipment. The best equipment you can have is the one you only need to adjust once, and that's when you put it on. And these perform very well. And I was jumping over things, running through the woods. I was kneeling down, and they did not move. I even tried moving them. My pants may have shifted, but the knee pads stayed in place. So, happy to have gear that I knew I was able to tailor to my size, and it stayed in place. Also, I got some new because the last paintball video I did, I talked about not having not having adequate storage for paintballs. Basically, I was putting paintball. I had plastic bags of paintballs, and I was putting them inside my coat pocket, and it made reloading a lot more difficult. And it looked ridiculous having all these bulges coming out of my coat pocket. So it looked kind of like a paratrooper. So what I did was I went old school again, and in my usual fashion. And I got this web gear. These are suspenders, and I got a web belt, and like I said, all this minus the first aid kit. I wear this with me when I go out and I go paintballing in the woods, just in case I get injured or someone else, or my team or just anybody gets hurt out there in the woods. They have that to respond with. Found this pouch. All this plus knee pads was about, like I said, about $32. Found this pouch that originally it was for I think 200 rounds for saw ammo, or I think it fits. I was able to fit like 6 or 7 AR-15 mags, 30 rounder mags. And what I did was I got some water bottles from work. Actually, these are my personal ones, but they came from my job, and I filled them up. This is adapt, overcome, and improvise. I fill them up with paintballs and turn them into pods, and they work very well. They even when I have gloves on, I can take one of these out, twist the cap off, and the mouth is wide enough to where I can feed the paintballs in the hopper pretty quickly. And it's contoured for me to hold on to, rather than, because normally the pods I've seen, they're maybe about that long, but they're very smooth. So there's not a lot of texture on them. But this, I can just grab, twist off, dump paintballs out, put the cap back on, and put it right back inside the pouch. And I can fit 2 of these in there. I'm not sure how many paintballs I can fit, but I've actually been able to, because I don't shoot a whole lot when I'm playing a match, like woods ball, and I've been able to use one of these for at least 2 matches. So, but I'm hoping to actually get another one of these pouches. So maybe put on the other side, and maybe have the first aid pouch on the back. But we'll see how things work out down the road. But this right here, in terms of equipment, this was a godsend. This thing is very useful. In fact, I figured I could even put shotgun shells. I was able to put like 50 shotgun shells in this pouch. So if in a pinch, it's good to be able to make sure that your gear has multiple purposes, or multi-purpose. And this could be used for for my AR-15 or my shotguns. I could put a holster on this and use it, or even just I could take these suspenders off and put them on my other battle belt. So, but it's good to at least have a rig for paintballing and other things that may come up. Who knows down the road. But that's it for gear. Let's see. Now fitness. Going back to what Irish always talks about with physical fitness. Running in the woods. Like I said, the reason why I got knee pads is because I didn't want to. The first landing I took, I landed on my knee. I landed on a log, and oh my goodness! But I was able to get back up and keep going, and I wasn't really in pain the whole day. I thought I skinned my knee, so my knee wasn't really damaged or anything like that. I thought I skinned it, but really it was just I fell on my knee real hard, and that's why I got the knee pads. But I'm still running around, still jumping over things. You want to make sure that whenever you're doing activities like that, you may find yourself doing certain activities, that you have enough energy. I think before the last match we went to, I think I had waffles, and then the match after that, the one I just recently went to, I had a little bit of muffin, uh, and it was nothing, but at least it was something in my stomach to get me going. Movement. It's very important to be able to move fast, at a moment's notice. Because when I was playing paintball, I had to keep running, hide behind things, jump back, zigzag, juke. I don't even play Madden, and I had to, but I had to pick up my juking skills. Maybe I learned something from The Walking Dead. Who knows? But yeah, be able to move and be agile. Know that you can move a certain way over obstacles, because who knows how things. If you're ever in a situation where you have to, get from point A to point B, or going back to what Irish says, get off the X. You want to make sure you can get off the X as fast as you can to another point somewhere else. So being able to, be able to move is very important. I'm a lean guy, so I don't have a lot of weight on me. So I guess I'm able to move faster than other people. But even I can still be weakened if a part of me gets injured, or if I'm just out of shape. Thin guys can be out of shape as well. Water. One of the things I had on me during the match, and now we played paintball from I think it was from maybe 11 to 4. So 11 to 4, we were playing paintball, and the weather was very cold outside. It's pretty cold outside, even though I was covered head to toe. But my hands, with my gloves, my hands were still kind of cold, but I was still protected. Um, Even in cold weather, you still need water. And I had a 1 quart canteen with me. I didn't even drink all the water in it, but just having a little bit of water made a big difference. My mouth got dry, so I was able to relieve that, and it was also I had some paint. Apparently I got hit in the face. Paintball hit my mask where my nose was, and I had a little bit of dry blood on my nose. So I took some water and rubbed it on my face to try to clean myself off. And so water has multiple purposes. So it was good to keep water at hand, or know where have a little canteen. You can have some potable water with you. If it can't be potable, then make sure you have a way of filtering it and stuff like that. Now, teamwork. The first game we played, I told my friend the first game that that we played with, we had more people come because there was only 9 of us originally. Then a church group full of preteens and teens came over, and we had a lot more people, and so we played hostage. The game with the barrels, and I was one of the hostage takers, and it was me and 4 other younger individuals who I guess the ages range between 12 and 15, or 12 and 16, and it was like herding cats. Since I was the most experienced, and since a lot of them was their first time, I was kind of like lieutenant, and I was trying, I was teaching them. All right, we're in this building. They're gonna come to try to get the barrels. Don't stick your barrels outside. Don't stick your paintball gun barrels outside of the slots. So you want to make it difficult for them to be able to spot you. Don't fire until they get close. Conserve your ammo. And right when the game started, first 10 seconds, when a few paintballs started hitting the building we were in, they started shooting. Said, stop shooting! Stop shooting! Stop shooting! Wait till you get close! Wait till you get close! So they stopped. Then when they got close, then a barrage of paintballs started hitting the building we were in. And we had unlimited respawns, but limited ammo because we couldn't leave the hut to get more paintballs. And you only had what you had on you, and they just kept firing and firing. I said, stop shooting! Wait till they get close. You're gonna waste your ammo. Just hold on. They're not close enough. And I was going back and forth, checking on the youngsters, and then all of a sudden I'm the tallest one. So then I started getting shot. I got hit in the head, and my shoulders were getting tore up. And then I said, oh fuck it. And I started shooting. I started shooting out one of the windows and trying to return fire to keep these guys back so I can recoordinate my teammates. And one of the kids ran out of paintball, so I gave him. I still had half of what I had left over from the previous 2 matches in one of my little makeshift pods. I gave him the rest of those. Went back to shooting. I got lit up. I walked out of there. I walked out of that building like I just slaughtered a clown. Man, I just had I had so many different colored paint all over me. And I was exhausted. I was like, oh, and hurt. I got to tell my friends like herding cats. So with people who are new to any type of experience, when stress comes about, they'll forget the plan. Right away, they'll forget the plan if they're not used to it. If it's not something that's built in through repetition and discipline, they're gonna forget. So if you're in a situation where there's some action, people who are least experienced, you may not want them with you. That's it is, and this is combat simulation. Understand that this is not real, but you don't want to get hit with a paintball. So they still freaked out, and I think I may have got 1 or 2 people who were trying to come in and grab the hostages, but the whole thing was a big mess. Like I said, you want to make sure first you condition yourself to dealing with high stress, dealing with some type of stressful events, because like I said, it was a big mess. I was a big mess when the match was over with. So you want to make sure if any plans you have, keep them simple. Not have any plans, not have any complicated plans. We had the last 2 matches that me and my 2 friends played in. It was something called Bunker Hill, where there's a hill. There's a hill that a big team has to climb up, and there are 5 people in this bunker, and they'll be shooting back at you from from these towers, and you either can capture their flag, which is all the way at the back of their bunker, or you can grab this nuke, which is it was a green PVC pipe, and if you grab the nuke, you throw it inside their bunker because it was uncovered, and it killed everybody inside. So we had 2 teams going up the hill trying to split up. Keep your plan simple. I was out the first match. My teams won. I was out the first match. What happened was I went up the hill. I was right behind the nuke. I couldn't get to it because my teammates were scattered all over the place. They didn't want to get out and give me cover, and I got hit. So I had to go back down, respawn, and I went around another side. But the game was done. And there's another the last match. Me and a friend, we were we were gonna go up the other side, but I told her that I'll go. You stay here. I'll stay here. I'll try to map out a route. As soon as I start running, you stay behind me. And we went, inch by inch, made our way up the hill. And right before I can get to the wall, see if you can take some of the guys out inside the bunker. Game was over, but we didn't get hit. We didn't get hit with paintballs. We kept the plan simple. Just go, connect dots and see if we can get to the main objective. But like I said, the game was over and we didn't get hit, so which was a plus because I was ragged by the time we were all done. But yeah, those are some of the things I've learned from the last 2 paintball matches the last 2 paintball games I've played. There were a series of matches within each time. One more thing I want to include in close quarter combat. I learned that the best way to overwhelm your opponent, and now this is just with paintball. It may be the same case in real combat, but the best way to overwhelm your opponent is kind of like shock and awe, running up and scaring the mess out of them. There was I remember a match that I mean, this is not to boast, but just something I observed is it was called Castle, and there were various little structures you could hide behind. They were 3-sided. There was 2 teams of 5, and when the match started, all my teammates hid behind these walls. And then as I started seeing other teammates start zigzagging, I said, "Screw it." I remember a story from World War One, and it's funny. This is a story about the trench gun that was used in World War One. There was a soldier. I forgot his name. Sergeant Lloyd. It was Sergeant Floyd. Sergeant Floyd. He routed 30 German soldiers by himself with the 1897 trench gun. They said and he just ran and pumped the gun and like I said, by the time he was done, he collapsed from exhaustion. So yeah, Sergeant Fred Lloyd, Sergeant Fred Lloyd, I believe that's his name. But please check it up on online. Um, but what I did was I said screw it. So I just ran, shot the first opponent I saw, and we do something called bunker tag, where if someone's hiding behind a structure, you knock on the structure they're hiding behind, and they're automatically out. To keep from having to shoot someone up close. Bunker tag one little kid, quickly ran, shot the first, shot the next kid I saw, the third player, and but then when he was about to get up to leave, one of his own teammates shot at him trying to get me. And I said, hold your fire, wait till he gets out. And while he's trying to compose himself because he just got hit in the arm, me and his teammate looking at each other, and I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at his other teammate. I said, screw this. And so while he started to get up, I ran, bunker tagged him. He was out, and then I made my way to the end of the castle and shot at the last guy. And that was the first time I've ever won a match by myself, and I didn't get hit at all. I was surprised by it, but I scared the mess out of a lot of the people I was playing against, by just rushing them. And so I guess if you're in close quarters, it can have a psychological effect on someone where if you are in an advantage to take them, and it may require you to get as close as you can in a short period of time. I guess if you can do it, do it. But while you can do it, fire at them. But like I said, this is something I learned from paintball. But as I learned from the story of Sergeant Fred Lloyd, it can come to an advantage in even in wartime. So, but those are some of the lessons I learned from paintball. If you got any stories that you want to share in the comment section, or make your own video on, I'd be happy to check them out and respond to them. Please leave comments in the comment section. Just please be respectful to everyone else who's leaving comments. If it's your first time viewing my channel, welcome to the experience. I hope you enjoy my videos. Please check out my ones from the past, and please look forward to the ones in the near future. But that's my video. Lessons learned from paintballing, updated video. I'm Edward Jones, and thanks for watching.